What if the heavens themselves could cry tears of sorrow over a forbidden creation, a hybrid whose very existence unleashes bloodshed and rebirth from the ashes of tragedy? This is Nostradamus Century 2, Quatrain 45, a haunting prophecy of cosmic mourning, violent sacrifice, delayed death, and the bittersweet arrival of salvation. Nostradamus' words, veiled in symbolism, have sparked endless debate about wars, disasters, and strange births across time. Now let's break down this enigmatic verse line by line in modern English. The first line declares, "Too much the sky weeps for the androgyne progeny. The heavens pour out excessive grief, as if the sky itself laments in torrents of rain or metaphorical tears." Androgyne progeny evokes an androgynous offspring, a child or lineage blending male and female traits, perhaps a monstrous birth, a symbolic hermaphrodite, or even a metaphorical hybrid representing unnatural unions, genetic anomalies, or spiritual perversions. Nostradamus uses this to signal something profoundly unnatural, a creation that defies divine order and provokes celestial sorrow. The progeny suggests not just one being but a line or legacy born from it, carrying forward the aberration. The second line deepens the dread. Near this sky human blood spilled. Close to these weeping heavens, or perhaps beneath the same stormy firmament, human blood flows freely. The imagery is visceral, crimson rivers soaking the earth under a grieving sky, suggesting ritual sacrifice, massacre, or battle near the site of this androgynous birth. The near the sky could imply high places, mountains, towers, or even celestial proximity in a visionary sense, where violence erupts as direct consequence of the forbidden's creation. It's a scene of slaughter staining the ground while the heavens watch in anguish. Then the third line twists the narrative. By death too late the great people recreated. Death comes, but it arrives tragically delayed. Because of this tardy demise, a great people is recreated or reborn. Here lies the paradox. The androgyne or its legacy causes widespread death, yet that very death is too slow to halt the renewal. A great nation, race, or multitude rises again, perhaps through resurrection, revival after near extinction, or the emergence of a new powerful group from the ruins. The recreated implies transformation or regeneration, born painfully from loss, as if catastrophe forges something stronger or more ominous in its wake. Finally, the fourth line offers ambiguous hope. Late and soon comes the awaited help. Deliverance arrives both tardily and swiftly, long awaited. Aid that feels overdue yet bursts forth unexpectedly. Late and soon captures the tension of prolonged suffering followed by sudden relief. This help could be a savior, intervention, divine mercy, or military rescue. It promises an end to the horror, but only after immense cost, leaving the question, is the salvation worth the price paid in blood and grief? Now, envision the dramatic story Nostradamus might have glimpsed in his trance. In the dim glow of a candlelit chamber, Nostradamus stares into rippling water. The surface clouds, and a vision unfolds beneath a tormented sky. Thunder rolls as dark clouds weep heavy rain over a desolate landscape. Lightning illuminates a strange birth. An androgynous figure emerges. Neither man nor woman, its form twisted in unnatural beauty and horror. The heavens seem to shudder, pouring out grief in endless downpour, mourning this progeny that challenges creation itself. Nearby, under the same weeping firmament, blades flash and cries echo. Human blood spills in rivers sacrifices to contain the anomaly, or wars ignited by fear of its power. Bodies pile high as factions clash, desperate to erase what should never have been. Yet death hesitates. The androgyne endures, its influence spreading like poison. A great people once proud, now shattered, lie on the brink of annihilation. Plague, famine, and slaughter ravage them. The end seems certain, but death is too late. From the carnage something stirs. The fallen rise, transformed, a reborn multitude, hardened, unified, perhaps darker, claiming dominion from the ashes. The great people are recreated, not as they were, but renewed through fire and blood. Then, when despair peaks, help arrives. Late in coming, it surges suddenly, armies crest the horizon, a leader emerges, or mercy descends. The awaited succor sweeps in, both delayed torment and swift redemption, ending the cycle of weeping skies and spilled blood. This quatrain pulses with mystery, a warning about tampering with nature, the cost of forbidden creations, the horror of delayed justice, and the double-edged sword of renewal. In an age of genetic engineering, blurred boundaries, and global crises, its echoes feel unnervingly close. What do you think Nostradamus foresaw here? An ancient myth reborn, a future scientific horror, or something spiritual? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this decoding gripped you, like the video, subscribe, and hit notifications for more revelations from the prophecies.